Is my theology sufficiently obscure?
Ignatius J. Reilly once asked. Obscure it was. But more than that, it was baroque, bloated, and bitter. A cathedral built to house one man's rage against the 20th century. We laugh at him because we recognize him, and that's what leaves us torn. While we can appreciate his style and his wit, we see that he's his own worst enemy, that he's spinning his own wheel of fortuna. Ignatius isn't just a relic of 1960s satire. He's an avatar of the alienated man. Online, alone, overlooked. Schopenhauer believed the essence of life was suffering, driven by a blind, hungry force he called the will. Most of us pursue satisfaction. Ignatius, however, thrives on dissatisfaction. He doesn't want peace. He wants proof that the world is wrong.
With the breakdown of the medieval system, the gods of chaos, lunacy, and bad taste gained ascendancy.
This is no mere curmudgeon's complaint. It's metaphysical bitterness. Ignatius sees modernity as a spiritual disease. He dreams of a past he never lived, a theology and geometry worldview where dignity reigned. But like Schopenhauer, he can't escape the present, so he ridicules it. He mocks Levi's jeans, modern education, and the barbarous yahop of popular culture.
I would very much like to know what the Founding Fathers would say if they could see these children being debauched to further the cause of Clearasil.
Fast forward to our current era, and it's easy to imagine Ignatius drafting an overly verbose Reddit treatise about OnlyFans, about the culture war, about conspiracies. Ignatius doesn't seek approval. He seeks evidence that the world is beneath him. Online today, there are thousands like him. Not carbon copies, but kindred spirits. Those who curate their alienation, who live not in rebellion, but in terminal disgust.
Oh my God, what an egregious insult to good taste.
Some might call them trolls, but really they are frustrated idealists turned corrosive. Like Ignatius, they dream of greatness, but wake up in mediocrity. Like Ignatius, they long to live in world from the past. But the wheel of fortuna has cursed them to toil in their present century. Schopenhauer warned that the intellect is slave to the will, ever plotting, ever hungry. And when the world denies our desires, the will doesn't surrender. It curdles into contempt. Ignatius never really lives. He complains of his pyloric valve, his mother, his city, his job, but never risks change.
I refuse to look up. Optimism nauseates me. It is perverse. Since man's fall, his proper position in the universe has been one of misery.
In this, he is Schopenhauer's worst-case scenario. Not the sage who renounces desire, but the man so terrified of disappointment, he retreats into grievance. He's not just a man out of time, he's a man out of movement. To call Ignatius an incel or groyper would be too easy. He's more than that. He's the metaphysical grotesque, a man inflated by intellect, deflated by life.
I am at the moment writing a lengthy indictment against our century.
And in this indictment, he is both prosecutor and prisoner. Ignatius J. Reilly is a cautionary figure, not because he's absurd, but because he's familiar. He warns us of what happens when alienation becomes identity, when intelligence curdles into contempt, when philosophy is used not to seek truth, but to armor the ego. We laugh at Ignatius, but laughter, as always, is nervous, because we know there's a little bit of him in each of us.
I mingle with my peers or no one, and since I have no peers, I mingle with no one. When my brain begins to reel from my literary labors, I make an occasional cheese dip